Hey everyone, this is Anna from Halftime Physique Body Contouring. In today's video, we are going to talk about fat. Now, once again, this is a precursor to a future video when I'll get into the actual fat reduction treatment, but I thought it was important to go over this information first so that you could become aware of what is happening behind the scenes in your body before going over the actual procedures. So, you have two types of fat, visceral and subcutaneous. Visceral fat is the fat that outlines your internal organs. It helps to regulate temperatures and keep them safe. Subcutaneous fat is the fat that we treat here at Halftime Physique. It's the fat that sits underneath the skin and on top of the muscle. This fat can be responsible for things like love handles, the tire iron, cellulite, and the list goes on. But not all fat is bad. Having fat can help to regulate your hormones and keep you warm. But we all know that too much fat can also lead to things like heart disease or type 2 diabetes. So why do we have fat? Well, fat is a resource in times of famine. It preserves energy so that when we don't have food to eat, our body can still function. But we all know we no longer live in a society where we often don't have food to eat. So this fat cell, much like this balloon, will conserve any excess energy. So what happens to the fat cell as it conserves the energy? Well, the cell grows. Inside the fat cell is a number of molecules that are held together by a glycerin chain. Again, this is a preserve for future date in which you won't have food so that the body can continue to operate. But as it preserves and preserves, it gets bigger and bigger, thus resulting in the visible growth. Now, when you are physically active or this conservation is needed, the brain triggers the fat cells to release their contents. Now, this contents is released into your muscles, your cardiovascular system, your lungs, your intestines, just to give them energy to continue functioning. The molecules are also released into your bloodstream and broken down. And what isn't needed is released through the lymphatic drainage process. This is a process where the body expels and discharges anything that hasn't been used. Now, this can be through sweating, breathing, and even urination. So, why is all of this important to know? Well, it's important to understand how the fat cell works and how the body works in dispelling the fat cell's contents, because this process is emulated throughout our fat reduction treatments. I'll go over that more in detail, and I'll give you more information about how this is stimulating your body at a future date. But in the meantime, if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to send me a DM or even book your free consultation.